All right, fellas, so here we are. We're right in the midst of the Tech Bardock celebration over here on Global. Not the most hype times in all of Global Dokkan history, and I figured in honor of the new collection of Epic Battle Stage that is set to come out tonight at time of the commentary of this video, I figured in honor of that, let's go ahead and do kind of like a pseudo showcase of the AGL LR Gohan. I have yet to do a showcase on this character, and I would definitely like to do one. So you can see we are on the LR Vegeta and Trunks team here. One of his better setups, I would say. He does have a few good setups. Let's go ahead and watch this entrance animation, though. So we are obviously hopping into the Cell Max Red Zone event. I feel like this is a good sort of litmus test for a lot of units. So the changing of the typings, right? So I think this is going to be a good showcase of our boy's defense right here. So with his ability to stack defense, this guard ability that he has when your HP is 58% or higher, it's really, really good for an event like this where the typing constantly changes. So I think AGL-LR Gohan can hang with any big boss in the game, right? You know, Tech Cell Max, Metal Cooler Core, Red Zone Broly. I just decided to run him in this Cell Max event just because, like, of the changing of the typings, and we'll be able to see him, you know, type advantage, type disadvantage, type neutral. And this Cell Max, he's a tough boss for sure. I mean, you can't just waltz in here with any old unit and just, you know, I mean, obviously Vegeta and Trunks. 7.74, pretty good. Vegeta and Trunks, you know, it's tough for any boss to deal damage to them. But this is a boss that can kind of just turn one, slap you around. So you don't have a ton of time to build up, like, for instance, in the Metal Cooler Core fight, where you're up against the Metal Cooler Army for the first, what is it? So it's, what, the first 3 turns you're up against the Metal Cooler Army, where they're not hitting as hard and, like, they're doing a bunch of normal attacks, so a lot of your units can get built up. Yeah, and then, of course, Cell Max can super 3 times in a turn, man, which is just, I mean, look, you saw it there, man. I don't even know how we fucking skated by here, to be honest with you. We'll have to see kind of how things go here. It looks like I'm going to get the revive early here. So you will definitely see on a lot of LR Gohan teams, if you're building the team around him, you definitely want to be bringing a Super Saiyan Goku, right? There's really, again, if you want AGL-LR Gohan to shine, in his Super Saiyan 2 form, he's getting an additional 59% attack, which just ends up, it really just ends up looking like a, because he's putting up such big damage numbers anyway, it just ends up looking humongous. Let's go ahead and get this. But as these units continue to get higher and higher stats, particularly like a Dokkan Festival LR, you know, 59% attack buff is humongous, right, on super attack. So you're going to benefit a lot from support type units. So again, you really do want to be running some Super Saiyan Goku. You don't have to. AGL-LR Gohan is a unit you can kind of just throw on to any team as your 6th option. For sure, you can do that with his guard ability, with the defensive stacking, the building up. You know, he is a really good unit in that sense, but if you're trying to build the team around him and have him really shine and do a lot of damage and that kind of stuff, you really do want to have a Super Saiyan Goku on the team with him. There are a few that come to mind, of course, you know, Tech Carnival Goku and then STR Carnival Goku. Hey, guess what? Both of them on this team, right? Just in case. So for sake of the showcase, I think I do end up getting him on rotation with the STR Carnival Goku, who of course is providing 2 ki and then 50% defense, and then gives a big 50% attack buff upon getting the 18 ki super attack. But you guys can see, man, this guy, even in terms of damage, man, he's no joke. Like, he can triple super, of course. Anytime your HP is 58% or above at the start of the turn, right? So that is, of course, really, really good on a unit that stacks defense. So getting a triple stack of defense is going to be really, really nice for this character. He is a character I have found, just upon using him a whole lot now, he is a character I found who really, really benefits from getting additional supers. I mean, like, duh, right? But you get him 3 super attacks, dude. This guy's immune to almost all damage in the game with that guard active. He's rocking, you know, 400 or 500k defense. It's just GG's, man. I mean, maybe, just maybe, like Tech Cell Max or something could do some damage, but we'll go ahead and get the attack break and active skill from the Tech Carnival Goku right here. Another thing you will notice about AGL-LR Gohan is how he stacks. He seems to build up very quickly. And it's because of, he's basically double stacking, right, is kind of what I call it. So he stacks defense on super attack, and then he's getting an additional 20% attack and defense per turn that he lapses, up to 80%, and then plus 8 ki. So he seems to just build up very, very quickly, from my experience with him. So let me know what you guys think of AGL-LR Gohan in the comments below. Obviously, he's been out for quite some time over here on Global. He's been out for, what, about a month now in terms of his EZA. So he performs just incredibly well. And as I've mentioned, right, so he can triple super, he stacks defense, he guards, he has this monstrous transformation. I feel like that is probably just like the one hole you can poke in his kit. Maybe he can take a little bit of damage turn 1, but that's it. Pre-super attack, he takes a little bit of damage. You get him a triple super right off the rip, and yeah, he ain't taking damage, right? You're really going to have to rely on other units, a la STR Ultimate Gohan, to take damage for you, right? I threw on STR Ultimate Gohan on this team, just for the record, so we could take a little bit of damage. He's never been my favorite EZA. The only thing I've really found him useful for is his ability to support Tech Ultimate Gohan, right? Of course, they make really good link buddies. So AGL-LR Gohan, his guard is conditional, which I prefer his condition over just the coin flips chance, I would say, like STR Ultimate Gohan. All right, now we do have this available to us. I think we have enough defense to go ahead and do it. We've got 500k. Now, we do have some support on rotation, of course. So let's go ahead and get this epic transformation. So y'all saw that epic transformation and the double orb changing. So we can kind of quickly go over the kit of the transform, the Super Saiyan 2 LR Gohan, right? So he's doing a lot, right? Just in terms of his actual damage and defense and just utility, he is doing an awful lot, right? So you saw right there, that, as I mentioned, the double orb changing. So he's doing that for the first 4 turns after transformation. Now, keep in mind his transformation conditions as is. It has to be turn 5 or later. So you're talking about like turn 9 or something. Like, most fights are not going that long. You know what I mean? Like, this is probably one of the longer fights in Cell Max. But most fights in the game are really not even going this long. Very casual, 23 million attack stat, right? And guess what? He's got more coming. So he starts the turn, 158% attack and defense. Again, just start of turn, right? And this is a beautiful animation, by the way. You hardly ever used to see it pre-EZA. But 158% attack and defense, start a turn, 20% attack, 10% defense per key sphere obtained. Very, very strong. Again, on top of his double orb changing, dude. So if you're facing multiple enemies, he's getting guaranteed double supers. But if you're facing one enemy, he's getting a high chance to perform a super attack, and then and that has a high chance to be a crit, right? So he's just doing a lot. I found from my experience, he's frequently, triple supering and at least getting 2 crits. Again, from my experience using him. He's just a monster, dude. I mean, he's shelling out a 20 million attack stat, and then an 18 million attack stat, and then a 19 million attack stat. Like, he is just batshit bananas, right? He is just absolutely insane. And then on top of all of that, as I mentioned earlier in the video, he gets an additional 59% attack buff with Super Saiyan Goku on the team, or excuse me, in the same rotation. And then he gets an additional 59% attack if you're performing an ultra super attack. So on that first 24 key super, which oftentimes, most of the time, it's a 24 key super attack. He's literally just wiping out whatever enemy is in front of him with the chance to crit, just with everything he's doing. Again, the double orb changing. It is very common. You're getting him like 10 or more key spheres with the double orb changing. Remember, he's changing tech to AGL, and then another type to Rainbow. So it's just crazy. Not to mention with his high defense, he carries over all stacked defense, right? So with his high defensive stat, you're healing like a motherfucker too, right? Because you're getting a bunch of same type orbs with the high defense. His kit is just borderline flawless. Really the only blemish, I would say, on this guy, the transformation conditions, right? It's got to be turn 5 or later. You have to either have an Android ally on the team, or you can do it insta with Android 16, or you have to be up against an Android enemy, which is a little more commonplace now with this new Red Zone, right? The Dragon Ball Superhero Red Zone. Now, this is a kind of ridiculous turn for our boy AGL LR Gohan. Look at all of these beautiful key spheres, right? Now, we're not going to get the attack buff from our boy STR Carnival Goku, but 15 orbs. And then look at the defense right here. Do I end up showing it here? Thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I did. I mean, look at the defense, and then we're going to get the additional damage reduction from Kid Goku. So we're getting 100% defensive support right here. Remember, this Fizz Goku right here, the Fizz GT Goku, 28 million basically. Jeez, oh Pete's. He's providing 50% attack and defense to youth category allies. Absolutely just insane for this unit, right? And then a 22, man. It's just, I mean, dude, it's just like you couldn't have made this EZA any better if you tried, right? I feel like Bandai, Akatsuki, man, they just knocked it absolutely out of the park right here. He just, now we didn't get the crits there, which was a big time bummer. Because we easily could have got that, awesome KO screen and everything else. But, dude, he killed it. I mean, he just absolutely killed it. Do we end up taking damage here? Probably. I mean, we only have 30% damage reduction. Yeah, we weren't even done getting built up yet. So, remember, with that 50% support from this youth Goku, he's also getting 8% damage reduction. The path to power Goku. But anyway, guys, we end up getting the big-time fat dub on Cell Max Red Zone. Cell Max is a very tough opponent, but this Gohan dude just handled it like mincemeat, right? Again, being able to transform with this guy, I really hope they come out with some strong Android category allies later in the game's life cycle just to keep buffing this guy, right? For sure, for sure. But that's it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Slap a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you in the next one later.